Two-time Indy 500 winner Dan Weldon died Sunday at age 33 after a 15-car crash at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The dangers of race car driving are well known, but how big of a shock really is this tragedy?
I think any death is a shock. You know, everyone is extremely sad about this and very sympathetic. I mean, I've been reading all over Twitter. Everyone's thoughts and prayers are going out to his family, and it definitely makes people think about how dangerous of a sport this is. And you know, everyone thinks they're going at high speeds, they're trained, but you never know when something like this is going to happen. So I really think that racing, they need to look deeper into it and, you know, maybe make some adjustments so that things like this don't happen in the future.
Definitely a devastating loss, but if there's any kind of silver lining to be found in this, it's how much Dan Weldon loved his job and what he did. He was pretty much an ambassador for the Indy Racing League. You look at it, he was without a ride this year, actually. Only had 3 races that he was racing this year because he lost his sponsorship, and that's after winning the 2005 Indy 500 and the championship that year. But regardless, he still posted on blogs, was still trying to promote the sport, so it's a very tragic loss for him.
You know, I think a lot of people like to talk about NASCAR drivers, and people say, well, they're not super athletes like the people we see catching passes and dunking in the NFL and in the NBA. But these guys, moments like what happened over the weekend just show us how often they every time they get behind the wheel of a car, they're putting their lives on the line. Especially people like us, because we're from the generation of Dale Earnhardt and some of the other drivers that we have seen pass away on the track, like you said, doing what they love to do. So anytime this happens, it's just such a reality check, and really takes us down a level, unfortunately.
This is a huge tragedy, but I hope this puts more emphasis on the safety of these race car drivers. But like you say, even though people do not consider this a major sport, I mean, their lives are on this track every day, every moment. So our thoughts and prayers do go out with this family. Moving on to a less serious topic. Last weekend, Michigan, Illinois, and Georgia Tech all suffered their first losses of the season, leaving the number of FBS undefeated teams at 10. How many do you see remaining at the season's end?
I see 5. And Lewis, I'm probably going to upset you with this one. I think LSU is still going to beat Alabama
right now.
I like LSU. I like Oklahoma actually over Oklahoma State, and the reason being Oklahoma State 100th in total defense. I think Oklahoma can get past them. Wisconsin, Boise State, and this one might surprise a lot of people, but I really like Houston. They're undefeated right now, and the games they have left: Marshall, Rice, UAB, Tulane, SMU at home, which if they do slip up, it's going to be in that game, and Tulsa. I think Houston's schedule is very easy for them. Now, the problem with that is because they have no marquee wins, they will probably be left out of the BCS conversation at season's end.
See that? Alabama takes down LSU on November 5th.
I cannot wait for this game.
Right off the bat right now, Oklahoma State, my big preseason expectation to win. Boise State will take care of business. Wisconsin, I think, because they're playing solid football. I don't see Wisconsin losing another game this year.
After combining for only 51 wins the past 5 seasons, the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions are both 5-1 this season. Which early season turnaround is more impressive?
Detroit. I know there are a lot of people. I know there are a lot of people who have been been talking about Detroit making a turnaround. Whether it was when they drafted all those receivers back to back early in the decade, Charles Rogers, Roy Williams, and then finally Calvin Johnson. I think this was expected before. But the thing about this is Detroit has just been such a miserable franchise for so long. I mean, it's almost the stuff of like eerie legends when you have Barry Sanders retiring before many think that he even should have. And please, somebody name me the last great Detroit Lions quarterback. Like, just try to. Exactly.
You hear silence because we can't think of one.
You can't.
And this is a team. Stafford's done a very good job this year. 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, completing over 60% of his passes. This is a quarterback 2 years ago threw 20 interceptions. And this is a team that over the past 3 years won 8 games. So it's a massive turnaround for that program.
I don't know about you guys, but what really stuck out to me was the little misunderstanding that happened at the last bit of the game.
Yeah. Really?
There was definitely some heated controversy there.
I mean, that kind of stuff's freaking me out too. Anyway, now it's time.
I'll shake your hand like that after the show.
Please do. November 5th, I'll be here. Well, now it's time for the matchup wrap-up. Our first pick, Wisconsin at Michigan State. Can the Spartans hand the Badgers their first loss of the season?
I'm going to say Michigan State, just judging by how they did this this weekend, but I don't know. Wisconsin's a pretty good team, but going with the Spartans.
I have not been a Michigan State fan at all, but I have been doing my research on it, and I'm going to have to agree with Hillary here. I mean, that has been an impressive team by far this season, so hey, they definitely have my vote.
If somehow Russell Wilson has a bad game, Monty Ball will run all over Michigan State this week.
Hey, can I shake all of y'all's hands after this show for picking Michigan State this past week, be the only one to do that? Yeah. Just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there, but Wisconsin wins this one. The Montesi special, USC at Notre Dame.
Why don't you take it? I mean, this is your special.
Pick. I got to pick.
I'm going to go with USC. Sorry.
Okay. You see this? That's the fighting leprechaun right there. Notre Dame wins big.
I just like going against you, so I'm going to have to go with USC as well.
Well, I like going against you, so I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Boys versus girls, we'll see.
Georgia Tech at Miami. Do the Yellow Jackets bounce back from their first loss?
I'm taking Georgia Tech. I think they've had a great season, and I see them beating them.
Al Golden, good coach, but he's not going to be ready for Paul Johnson's option attack from Georgia Tech.
I can actually agree with you on that one.
Miami's played close in their losses this year, but Ja'Cory Harris has been on fire. I like the Canes.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of the Sports Zone. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out our YouTube page. Join us again next week, the same time on the Sports Zone.
Dude,